in the country, especially the AICT approved institutions, and of course, this IMIS Cell and R&D Cell are not just restricted to AICT approved institutions. Even outside the purview of AICT approved institution, also any higher education institution aspire to do an important activities as far as the academic is concerned, and also to have a better industry interaction. They should have this R&D Cell. The R&D cells are going to definitely bring a lot of the changes in the academic arena. This cell, R&D cell, as an essential requirement even in order to get the approval, especially at the UG and PG level institutions. And apart from that, and this R&D cell, so we also announced during this was September 15th, the Engineers Day, one more important new initiative. So that is called climate cell. So this climate
Shall I start? Okay, good afternoon to all. So today we are going to have a detailed session on IIC calendar activity and also other R&D Cell activities.
You can take out for the time of
Volume of okay. ठीक है. Mute. Yes. Yeah. So very good afternoon to all. Today we are going to have a detailed session on Institutions Innovation Council calendar activities for IIC 8.0 for the academic year 2025-26. Also, we are going to introduce a new category of activities that is called R&D Cell activities for all of our institutions. And that's why we have announced today's session as MIC driven activity for all our IIC institutions. We have around 16,000 plus IIC institutions spread across the country in all union territories and the states. And today, our Honorable Chairman, Professor T.G. Sitaram sir, is going to address all our institutions, faculty and student members. Along with, we have all our advisor and director from AICT, and the whole IIC team is here to deliver the presentation and also providing the detailing about the today's session. I will request our advisor, Dr. Siddhalinga Swami sir, to give the opening remark to start the session.
Thank you, Deepan. And so thanks to all the representatives of the institutions so are connected in today's meeting. And also I welcome our Honorable Chairman sir for this particular interactive session. And apart from that, I also welcome my colleagues from different bureaus in AICT. And of course, warm welcome to all the institution representatives once again to this important interactive session. So today we are all connected or gathered here in this online mode in order to know more about the activities which we are planned in order to execute in the next 1 year period. So this particular, this one, I can say the calendar of activities which today we are going to announce will definitely going to give a new dimension as far as the activities at institution innovation councils are concerned. So all these years, we think that Institution Innovation Council's main work or main activity is related to Smart India Hackathon and related activities. But I think from here onwards, all the institutions, especially under this IICs, are going to have a lot more to see and also to experience. In that initiative or in this context, so today we are going to have altogether a calendar of events that we call it as IIC 8.0. So this particular issue will going to address so many of the doubts which the Institution Innovation Council representatives and also the heads of the organizations are going to have. So here one important thing, as my colleague Dr. Deepan Sahu has already mentioned, under this IIC, we are going to have an important activity related to R&D Cell, that research and development cell, which already AICT has announced and also made this particular this cell, I mean R&D cell, as an essential requirement even in order to get the approval, especially at the UG and PG level institutions. And apart from that, under this R&D cell, so we also announced during this one September 15th on the Engineers Day, one more important new initiative. So that is called Climate Cell. So this Climate Cell is going to be a part of this R&D cell. Every institution in the country, especially that AICT approved institutions, and of course this Climate Cell and R&D cell are not just restricted to AICT approved institutions. Even outside the purview of AICT approved institution, also any higher education institution aspire to do an important activities as far as the academia is concerned, and also to have a better industry interaction, they should have this R&D cell. The R&D cells are going to definitely bring a lot of the changes in the academic arena, because under this R&D cell and also this climate cell, the lot of activities are planned in collaboration with industry and also in collaboration with nearby government organizations, either from the Ministry of Industry and Commerce or maybe from the Government of India, different ministries. So today this climate change is a need of the hour, and I hope all of us will agree that we have to give a lot of importance for this activity, and it is the sole responsibility of every individual in this country to give an utmost importance to this climate change which is happening across the globe. In this context, All India Council for Technical Education, under the leadership of our Honorable Chairman Sir, has come out with a lot of new initiatives. Under that, one such important initiative is the establishment of R&D cell along with the climate cell in all our AICT approved institutions, and the activities related to this R&D cell and the climate cell are going to take place under this IICs, means Institution Innovation Councils. So today with us, so we are having our Chairman Sir to address all of you in this regard, and also my colleague Dr. Deepan Sahu is going to give the elaborated explanation and also the details of the calendar of activities which we have planned for that one academic year from today onwards. So now over to Deepan Sahu for giving the complete details regarding IIC 8.0 calendar prescribed for our AICT approved institutions. Over to Deepan.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I will welcome all the institutions and the faculty and student members to become the part of this world's largest network of institutions, Institution Innovation Council that we have established in last 5 to 6 years. In 2018, AICT and Ministry of Education initiated this intervention called Institution Innovation Council to promote innovation and entrepreneurship in education institutions. And now this number is increased and it is crossing every day. And as on today, it is 16,362, 362. And every day, new institutions joining, and they're joining this innovation movement, and they are contributing. And it is taking a national level movement. And that's why India is retaining its third position as a third largest ecosystem in the world, and also it is improving its position in global innovation index every year. Now we are positioning 38 in world in the global innovation index. So if you will see the kind of number of faculty members, it is crossing more than 1,20,000 faculty members, more than 1,68,000 student members, more than 17,000 external industry experts, and more than 76,000 faculty members are actually has gone through the training, and now they are deployed as an innovation ambassador, and they are contributing in driving the campus innovation ecosystem. And if you will see the total number of IICs established, Maharashtra is actually leading in terms of total number of IICs is crossing more than 2,293. Then Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh, they are the leading institutions. Those are more than 1,000 institutions having IICs. But other states also equally contributing, and every after AICT mandatory and essential requirement as part of the annual approval process, now every institutions are joining this movement with lots of positive spirit. So actually IICs is a framework, it is not a cell, it is not another unit. IIC is a council where having representation of faculty and students from each and every department, including incubation, pre-incubation and industry promotion units. And as a council, they decide, they brainstorm, and they set the activities needs to be undertaken at the institution level throughout the year to promote innovation, entrepreneurship and technology commercialization. And this framework has been accepted by at all level in all states, irrespective of the geography, irrespective of the institute type and structure. Now university, even IITs, IIMs, and even the polytechnic institutions and non-technical institutions also have IICs, and they are giving their best, and they are performing up to some extent like kind of even non-technical institutions performing at the technical at par with the technical institutions. And because of this, the quality of innovation outputs from institutions has been increased, and number of ideas, number of innovations, number of startups, number of intellectual property has been increased multifold. And to further take it forward, we have established IICT Innovation Repository. IICT stands for Young, Unique, Knowledgeable and talented innovators from education institutions. And IICT Innovation Repository is now established in more than 4,200 plus IIC institutions, and around 2,56,000 young innovators are part of this IICT Innovation Repository, and more than 1,35,000 ideas and proof of concept at TRL stage 4 and below, and around 85,000 prototypes of TRL stage 4 and above, and around 13,000 startups from these institutions are become part of this IICT Innovation Repository. And southern states, especially Tamil Nadu and SCR and SWR zones, are actually leading in terms of number of ideas, innovations from institutions. And through the AICT and the IIC team at AICT and Minister of Education Innovation Cell, we are handholding support to institutions to improve this quality of innovations from education institutions. And through funding support also, AICT extends financial grant support to idea level and innovation level. And in the last 4 to 5 years, through multiple round of IICT innovation challenges we are organizing since 2019, so far we have supported 213 ideas and has been converted in startups. And this indicates that establishment of a system of funding support and also kind of a monitoring system, how ideas traverse the path of innovation, then convert into startups, and that startups also leads to revenue generation. So many institutions adopted this model in their institutions, and they also improved their quality innovation outputs. And recently we have launched this IICT Innovation Challenge 2023 and AICT Productization Fellowship as like a funding schemes, and we received around 11,555 numbers of innovations, out of which 8,417 are the TRL stage 4 and above, and 3,140 are the idea stage, that is TRL 3 and below. And already the first phase round of evaluation has been first phase of evaluation has already been declared, and institutions and respective innovators can see the result after logging to their account. And the second phase evaluation is going to start in the month of November, where all these shortlisted around 3,516 innovations will be invited to attend the IIC regional meets where they have to demonstrate and also they have to undergo the pitching rounds. And after that, the third phase of evaluation, which is the last round of the evaluation, will be undertaken in the month of December, and the finalists of APF and YIs will be declared and they will receive the funding support. And coming to the activities our IIC institutions are undertaking. So if you will see this graph, in 2018-19, when IIC initiated, only 12,572 innovation entrepreneurship activities were recorded. But gradually this number has been increased, and screen. So gradually this number is actually increased multifold, and last year we have received around 1,11,000 number of innovation entrepreneurship activities were organized by all our IC institutions, and this year we have received 1,57,000 innovation entrepreneurship activities. See, this indicates the commitment and the involvement of institutions and the ownership towards the innovation entrepreneurship in the campuses. And we are targeting this number will increase further in coming years, and when the number of institutions will have more awareness and understanding about the IIC structure. So coming to the IIC 8.0 activity calendar, generally the activity calendar starts from 1st of September from 2025 to 31st August 2026, and for the previous year IIC 7.0, it was ended in 31st August 2025. So we have refined the IIC 8.0 activity calendar, and we have introduced some new features in the IIC 8.0 activity. For example, we have introduced a balanced approach of hybrid and online and offline mode of activities. So institutions have the choice to organize the activities of their convenience, and also all these activities are non-technical in nature and much fundamental. So it can fit for any kind of institutions, be a technical or non-technical, or university, or a small institutions. And also we have given the more clarity about the level of each activity, and also we have introduced a kind of a point system where the level of effort will be put by an institute for an activity that will decide what kind of points they will receive for that activity. Earlier, this point system, this leveling was not much clear, and we have clarified this year in deeply. And then we have also introduced a KPI based, key performance based, or output result oriented indicators for each activity, so that every activity will result into certain output, and that output will finally contribute to the overall performance of that institute. And this year also we have introduced R&D Cell activity as an essential component, which is now mandatory for non-technical institutions. And as part of this IIC calendar weightage allocation, 10% weightages has been allocated to institutions. Those will undertake these R&D activities as prescribed by AICT. So for IIC 8.0 prescribed activity, if you will see this whole year, we have break down the whole year into 4 quarters: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 of 3 months each. And in each quarter, institutions supposed to organize 8 activities, and 9 and 9, so all total around 32 activities they will organize. And minimum number of 20 activities they are supposed to organize, and the maximum weightages they will get is 40% of the total score. That means total 100%, so 40% weightage is allocated for IIC 8.0 prescribed activities. And we have introduced level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 based on the duration of the activity and the intensity or the kind of the nature of the activity. And also we ensured that each quarter will feed to the another quarter, so that there is a gradual progression of the ideas, innovation, startups during the particular academic year. And in addition to the IIC 8.0 activity, we have also developed a detailed calendar activity for R&D cells to be established in higher education institutions, which is now a mandatory and essential requirement as part of the annual approval process. And we are planning to have at least 6,000 plus R&D cells to be established during the academic year 2025-26. And the purpose of setting up R&D cells is to complement the innovation and entrepreneurial support system in our education institutions and making a research-driven innovations, because innovations when it coupled with research and validation and the market requirement, that innovations see the converts into a startup. So considering this, for the 2024-25 already we have received 3,000 technical institutions already given the consent, and now we have to add another 3,000 institutions into this R&D cell vertical. So institute can register this IIC, institute can register this R&D cell through IIC portal system itself. So after login, they will find a R&D cell tab through which they have to give their consent, and after giving the consent, they have to nominate a R&D cell coordinator, and also they have to provide the necessary informations and commitments to start the R&D cell activities. And as part of the R&D cell activity, also we provision that every R&D cell is a dedicated unit. So R&D cell is not a council; it is a dedicated unit or a cell which will have a small portion can be allotted as an idea cafe, where that idea cafe will provide a platform to the student bodies or the student members having research and creative mindsets to come for brainstorming, and also they will share their thoughts and they will demonstrate their ideas and creative thoughts, so that will be taken forward by the respective incubation centers or the pre-incubation centers in the institutions. Then coming to the further support system, based on the response we will receive from the institutions in establishment of R&D cells, and gradually they will progress based on the milestones provided. Then AICT will consider the best performing R&D cells and or institutions to provide further support system in terms financial and also non-financial way. And we have developed the activities on R&D cell around 18 number activities, and we have classified these 18 number activities under different sub-themes like R&D awareness and capacity building, then cross-disciplinary thematic research and output enhancement, intellectual property generation and commercialization, promotion of deep tech based research and innovation, strengthening the industry, academia and for R&D collaboration, research publication and the disseminations. कोई फोर्सफुली रिमूव कर रहे हैं. And also there will be focus on synergizing the R&D facilities with inter and inter-institutional collaborations, and also there is to be mechanism to monitor the progress and further improvisation, and recognition to the research efforts at the faculty and the student level is also included. And as I told, every day during the particular academic year, it is expected that each R&D cell will conduct around 10 to 12 activities, and they can select all these 10 to 12 activities from these prescribed activities, and they have to report to the IIC system so that their efforts will be calculated and weightages and recognition will be provided to them, the institutions. And also in future, if AICT will come with any kind of schemes, then this system will help us to identify the progressive institute or the best performing R&D cells for receiving the support system. And in addition to this, the climate cell concept is also introduced, and those institutions will not able to conduct establish R&D cells. In place of that, they can also develop a climate cell concept, and or they can conduct they can have the both climate cell and R&D cell coexist in the institute. For this also the guideline is already developed, and they can develop the detailed activities to be conducted under the climate cell, taking this R&D cell activities as a reference. And we have already developed a full-fledged portal system as part of the IIC portal. So when institute will log into the IIC portal, they will able to see a R&D lab, R&D cell tab, and once they will click that R&D cell tab, then it will ask to provide the nominate a faculty. Those are already part of the IIC to become a R&D coordinator, and for that, if institute wants to nominate some senior faculty as part of the R&D cell coordinator, then first it has to join the IIC team. Then from that IIC team, institute has to nominate that person as the R&D cell coordinator through the IIC portal. And also they have to give the commitment for the minimal things to be provided from the institute. And then once the consent will received and R&D cell nomination will receive through the IIC portal, then they can select the activities as I have listed in the previous slide to and also they can set up the calendar of activities. They can decide the date and time when they wish to conduct this activity during a particular academic year. And after completion of that activity, they have to report the activity, the output, everything through this IIC portal. And then it will be considered for the weightages allocation. And in addition to the conducting activities through this IIC portal, they can manage R&D facilities. They can list the R&D facilities exist in the institute. And they can, after that, they can also list out the major R&D equipments exist in these R&D facilities. And also if they wish to declare or they wish to publish the list of equipments available for service for the faculty, student or the outsiders on a fee mode, that things all they can manage. And also they can mention, list out the R&D projects are already undertaken at the institution level, or they wish to take it forward through linking with incubation or any kind of support system. And also this R&D cell tab has another feature called collaboration opportunities with industry bodies. So all these features are already part of the R&D cell tab, and we will organize special session to demonstrate all these features later. And the commitments or the consents we are expecting from each R&D cell or each IIC institution is that they have to form a 5 to 7 members committee to drive this R&D cell activities and for the regular improvisation. And also they have to allocate a dedicated space for R&D cell, also operationalize Idea Cafe to be managed by the student club or the student bodies. And Idea Cafe will provide the opportunity to the student bodies to come up with their research driven and creative ideas for the brainstorming and to demonstrate. And this R&D cell will coordinate with all R&D facilities in the institutions to systematically engage all these R&D activities, and they will provide an easy access to the student and faculty to reach out to the R&D facilities exist in the institutions. They will promote an interdisciplinary and translational research considering the institution's competency and the institution's capacity and the technology into context. And through R&D cell, they will mobilize resources from different sources to strengthen the R&D focus. Then institution also, R&D cell also have to monitor the performance of the R&D activities, and also they have to set a target how a research driven innovations will be promoted in the institutions and more generation of intellectual properties, and leads to startups having IP driven startups. So this is all about the consents we are expecting and commitments from R&D cells while establishing their R&D cells in institutions. And for any query or any kind of technical supports, IIC zonal in charges and the team at the IICT Innovation Centers are always readily available. And through WhatsApp group, we will guide you, we will handhold you, and also we will address all your technical and the queries related to the IIC 8.0 activity and also R&D cell related activities. And we will soon organize question and answer sessions for each zone in coming week or coming month, and any kind of queries will be resolved at the earliest and also very proactive way. So with this, I will stop my session about the R&D cell activities and also the IIC 8.0 activities. Now I will request our Honorable Chairman Sir, Professor T.G. Sitaram Sir, to address all our institutions. At present, we have around 514 mentor institutions, and we have around 3,000 plus other IIC institutions are joining and they're listening to us. And as this is the first time we are introducing IIC 8.0 activities with many innovative features, also the R&D cell activities, your word and also your wisdom will help many institutions to start with a very new way, because 80% institutions actually joined first time this IIC because of the after AICT mandatory.
Thank you. Namaskar to everyone. So very good afternoon to all the directors, principals, faculty members are also whatever we call mentor faculty, innovation coordinators from AICTE approved institutions across the country. So very good afternoon to all of you. Really gives an immense pleasure for me to address because I am myself a researcher. So it's very apt for me to highlight to you that the very heart of India's vision of becoming Vikasit Bharat is in research, development and innovation activities of our institutions, and more particularly about higher educational institutions. The strengthening of this is our objective, making everybody aware of it and the importance of research and development and innovation. And along with that, we also would like to make, climate conscious citizens. That is the reason we are starting the climate cell as part of R&D cell. So far, IIC, which existed, this is the 8th in the series. I mean, we are going to organize, this is the 8th year. 7 years we have completed in the Institute Innovation Council. But these Institute Innovation Councils were present virtually. Now with R&D cell and climate cell, now it's going to have a physical space in every institution. So we embrace the IIC 8.0 calendar as presented by Deepan, and he will also talk to you, each one of you, as he highlighted, in the region wise. I think we will start from tomorrow itself. And region wise, he will address every institution's query and guide you and help you to create these as part of your knowledge ecosystem. So we are not merely launching this set of activities. As I told you, we are shaping the culture of innovation, and also so that next year when our RPS or MODRABS comes in and also grant for conferences, you are all able to participate. We want to reach out to the bottommost of the pyramid, which is the very heavy part. So we are shaping a culture of innovation, inquiry and sustainability with the climate cell in picture. Today, I wish to highlight some of the significance of your, what we are planning to do for your institutions. So that R&D cells are the pivotal location of your institution where innovation and incubation activities will emerge. And simultaneously, why we have kept climate, everyone should be conscious about the sustainability. So let us remember, we are not just creating a program to run you, we are trying to make you passionately involved in the research and innovation. So we want to nurture